everyone. This is Nurse Mo, and welcome back to the Straight A Nursing podcast. Today, we're doing something a little bit special because I've noticed a real need for this, especially amongst the students in my Facebook group, the Thriving Nursing Students group. So what I've noticed is that y'all need a pep talk. So this episode is my pep talk to you. So I want you to bookmark this episode, save it, have it ready whenever you need some words of encouragement when you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed. Okay, you guys, so are you struggling? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you questioning if you can even do this? So this episode is for you. And this is not one of those positivity messages where I say, you can do it, keep going, you're fine. No, this is real. And I want you to know, very first thing, you guys, your feelings are valid, your feelings are real, and the feelings that you're having now about overwhelm, struggling, uncertainty, not sure if you believe in yourself to do this, they are shared by so many other students. You're not the first student to feel this way. You're definitely not the last. And if you're listening to this and you're listening to it at a time when maybe you're having to do a lot of self-teaching, you're having to do a lot of online learning where you might not have access to your professors that you would like, you're probably feeling this even more so. So I first want to acknowledge that it's okay to not feel okay. Okay? Can you give yourself permission to feel like you're struggling, to feel like you're not sure if you can do this, to feel overwhelmed, because those feelings are absolutely real and they're absolutely valid. If you ignore your feelings and just bury them and just keep pushing on, guess what? These feelings are going to come back at you at some point. What if they come back at you when you're in the middle of a timed exam? What if they come back to you when you're in the middle of a skills checkoff? No, that's not going to be very good. So I want you to feel them and acknowledge them and honor them, because we're going to learn from these feelings and we're hopefully going to, I'm not going to say conquer our feelings, because we can't control how we feel. Feelings are feelings, but we can control how we respond to them, okay? So I want you to acknowledge, first of all, say it with me, nursing school is hard. Let's do that again. Say it with me, nursing school is hard. Okay. How did that feel? Let's just be real about this, you guys. Let's acknowledge, first of all, that we have a huge task in front of us. We are getting through nursing school. And yes, it is hard. And yes, I am telling you right now, it is okay to feel stressed. It is okay to be tired. It is okay to feel frustrated. It is okay to feel burned out, because those are your feelings and they are so valid. So instead of being angry at yourself for feeling like that, tell yourself, heck yeah, it's okay that I feel burned out. I should feel burned out. This is hard. Okay? So accept and acknowledge. It's like you wouldn't tell someone running their first marathon to get over it and not feel tired and not feel pain in their body, because they very well could be feeling pain in their body and feeling tired. You're running a marathon, and in some cases, you're sprinting, especially if you're in an accelerated program, right? So it's okay to acknowledge that this is hard. All right, I hope I got that point across. So then I want you to think about the messages that you've been sending to yourself. Yes, it is hard, but are you sending messages to yourself that are along the lines of, I can't do this, or I'm not smart enough for this, or I'm failing? If you're sending yourself those messages, guess what? then you're believing those messages, and your actions will follow what you believe about yourself. So I've talked about this before. I really cannot stress enough how important it is to reframe your negative self-talk. And I'm not saying to cover it up and say, I'm not failing. If you're failing, then you are actually failing. If you failed an exam, then you failed the exam. But I want you to take the words that you're saying to yourself and reframe them. So let's say, what if your negative self-talk surrounds the theme of, I can't do this? Can you reframe that? Can you say something like, today, I am doing this? And just focus on today, okay? If you failed an exam and you keep telling yourself, I am a failure, you are not a failure. You failed an exam. Big deal. Okay, there's going to be another exam. And if you can change your studying, if you can change your circumstances, if you can do something different, guess what? You might not fail the next exam. So instead of saying, I am a failure, can you say something like, I failed that exam. I'm studying very hard so that I don't fail the next one. So you see how you can reframe your thinking to start creating an environment and a belief in yourself that is not in that negative manner. Because I'm guaranteeing if your talk to yourself is negative, your actions follow that. If your talk to yourself is more positive and intentional and action-driven, then what you do follows that. I absolutely believe this and absolutely know it's true. So if you're sitting down somewhere or you're in a place where you can pause this podcast episode and write down a couple of those negative messages that you're sending to yourself over and over and over again, and then reframe them, and then come back and we'll listen to the rest of this. Okay, so what I want to say to you guys with your pep talk is one of the most important things that can help you keep going, especially when you're tired and you're not sure if you can pull it together to cross the finish line, is to think about why you're doing this. What is your why? Why are you putting yourself through nursing school? Because yes, it's hard. And guess what? The job is hard too. So that's a lot of times students think the struggle ends once they get out of school. I am going to tell you that the job itself will present to you completely different challenges, and you'll feel like it's hard for completely other reasons. So you have to have a why. And what is that for you? So for me, my why was I wanted to have a completely different career from the one that I had done in the past. I wanted to do something that helped people. I wanted to do something where I was constantly learning. And I wanted to have a job, a career where I wasn't necessarily sitting behind a desk all the time, because I had done that and I wanted to do something different. And nursing was a really good fit. So I wanted to do something where I was engaged in other people's lives and helping them live better lives, where I was constantly learning and where I was moving around people, not sitting at my desk. So keeping an idea on the why really helped me get through the hard spots of nursing school. So think about what your why is. And then I want you guys to also think about the future. When you're in the moment of nursing school and it is so hard and you're pulled in 100 directions and the stress can be really great at times, take a moment, do some positive visualization about what your life will be like when it's done. Because nursing school is temporary, you guys, okay? Even though the job itself is hard, it's hard in a different way. You can often turn it off when you're not at work, right? If you're like most nurses working in the clinical setting, you'll work 3 12-hour shifts a week or 4 to 5 8-hour shifts a week. And when you're not there, very likely that you're not really thinking about it, unless you're, of course, studying a topic that interests you that you want to get better at. When you're in school, it has this way of consuming your every thought, every ounce of your energy, every ounce of your spirit. So I want you to think about what life will be like for you when nursing school is done. Does that mean you'll be able to get back to your hobbies that maybe you've neglected? Does that mean that maybe you'll have the resources to take that vacation that you want to take, or explore an interest that you've always wanted to explore, or spend more time with your loved ones? Like, really think about the positive things that are going to be in your life when you have more space for them. So think about what your life will be like when nursing school is finished. And that can often help you get through a rough patch. It's that positive visualization. Think about the intentionality of what you are doing. You guys are right in the middle of a hard spot. And if you're listening to this podcast because you are feeling the overwhelm and you are feeling the burden and the weight, think about why it's so weighty and why it's so heavy. Designing a life of intention, a life that you want to be a nurse, you're designing that life right now. You guys, no one ever said that was going to be easy. You are going through a massive transformation. Massive. I cannot underscore that enough. And massive transformations take massive amounts of effort. So yes, it is hard. And I want you to honor that about yourself. Honor what you are doing to achieve this transformation, because it is phenomenal. And the fact that you're doing it shows how strong and capable you are. And then I want you to take a moment and give honor to and give recognition to the fact that you have already learned and transformed so much. Even if you are in your first week of nursing school, you've learned so much in the past week. You've made a huge transformation already. Can you give yourself a pat on the back for that? If you're nearing the end of nursing school and you're just struggling to get over the finish line, take a moment. Honor how much work and transformation and knowledge and skill and confidence you have gained. Think about the person you were day one and the person that you are today, and honor that and be proud of that, you guys. I'm so proud of you. Take a moment to be proud of yourself, okay? That is really important. Every now and then, I want you to check in with yourself and honor what you've done so far. And then I want you guys to try something here. I want you to create a little mantra. So earlier we talked about reframing our negative self-talk and reframing that into something positive. Can you come up with a short little mantra that you can recite to yourself when you literally feel like you can't anymore? So for me, that's something like, I can do hard things. And when you think about your mantra, whatever that is, maybe it's something like, I am confident, or I am stronger than this. Whatever that is, make it your own. When you feel that overwhelm, that stress, that I can't do this anymore, that uncertainty, I want you to pause wherever you are, take 10 deep cleansing breaths in, and repeat your mantra. And I want you to do that and believe it and feel it as you recite it to yourself. And then when you feel that way, when you feel that overwhelm, that despair, that uncertainty, I don't want you to brush those feelings under the rug. That's not what I'm saying when I say do your mantra or reframe your negative self-talk. I want you to acknowledge that that is how you are feeling. But then get through that, feel your feelings, acknowledge them, honor that they are real, and then instead of getting into that spiral of self-despair, honor them, accept them, and then get back to work. And getting back to work really helps you feel a positive outcome because you accomplished something. Now, if the feeling is exceptionally bad and you just can't do any more work, then I would say absolutely take a huge break. Okay, stop for the day. Stop for half an hour. Do what you need to do to get back to that feeling of, I can do this. I can do hard things. And then you're going to go back and you're going to do some really hard things. And I believe in you. And I know that you can do them because I've seen you do them. I've seen you guys over and over again succeed, thrive, come back from a failure, get those passing grades, pass that check off, do well in clinical. I've seen it. I've seen you graduate. I've seen you pass your NCLEX. I know that you can do it. When you're not sure what to do, when that overwhelm, that feeling of I can't do this, I'm pulled in 8,000 directions comes over you, pause, reframe, say your mantra, and then one of the things I like to do when I don't know what to do next is make a list. Simply make a list. You'll find that if you can get the thoughts out of your head onto paper where they're safe and secure, they're not rattling around in your mind anymore, and you can calm and then focus on what needs to be done. So that's that getting back to work aspect where you feel accomplishment and that boosts your confidence so that you can tackle the next marathon that you're going to be running. And then I just want to close out by telling you I absolutely believe in you. This is hard, but you can do it. So find that strength in yourself. Believe it. Make it part of your mantra. Make it part of the talk that you speak. When you're speaking to yourself, your actions follow your thoughts. Your thoughts become your actions. Your actions define who you are, and you are a nurse in the making. Take a deep breath, believe it, and it will be. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. This podcast is brought to you by straightanursingstudent.com. Copyright Digital Health Media, LLC.